Generally, playwrights of different times, cultures, and geographic locations write about different ideas, thoughts, and subjects. For example, the colonized lament about the colonizers and of the need to assert their own identity. For instance, the African playwright Ibrahim N. Hussein wrote Kinjakatau, a play about native Africans waging war against colonizers to restore the land that is rightfully theirs. Let us explore several themes to hone on this topic. Feminism, love, illusion or disillusionment, sadness of life, and the universality of evil. This theme explores the presentation of women in a patriarchal society that does not treat them equally. Some brave women revolt against oppression and express their yearning to be free. Feminist plays give us a glimpse into women's psyche, struggle against male oppression, and self-empowerment. Click on the links below to read about the playwright Susan Glaspell and a feminist play. Susan Glaspell's Trifles is an example of a play that focuses on women's issues. Trifles, the play, talks about three men investigating the death of John Wright. His wife, Minnie, is the main suspect, although the investigators have yet to uncover the evidence. They look everywhere for clues, except the unimportant part of the house, the kitchen. Meanwhile, their wives remain in the kitchen and discover the truth to the murder at that very place. The men's conversation in the following scene clearly reflects the little regard they have for women. The county attorney, after again looking around the kitchen, opens the door of a cupboard closet. He gets up on a chair and looks on a shelf. Pulls his hand away sticky.
Here's a nice mess.
Oh, her fruit! It did freeze! She worried about that when it turned so cold. She said the fire'd go out and her jars would break.
Well, can you beat the woman? Held for murder and worrying about her preserves.
I guess, before we are through, she may have something more serious than preserves to worry about.
Well, women are used to worrying over trifles.
And yet, for all their worries, what would we do without the ladies?
From Trifles by Susan Glaspell. Love is a universal theme. It is a subject that fascinates playwrights and transcends time, culture, and language. According to Martin and Hill, love is one of the commonest human feelings and one of the most difficult words to define. Martin and Hill, 1991. Since there are different types of love, it would be prudent for you to read the plays carefully to determine what kind of love is being presented, such as love for a woman or man, parents, friend, or country. Click on the links below to read about the playwright Shakespeare and a play about love. An An interesting facet of love that we would look at is the obstacle that lovers encounter. An example may be found in A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare. By some turn of events, two men fall for the same woman, while her friend laments of unrequited love.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well, between them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood.
O cross, too high to be enthralled too low. From A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare. The post-Second World War period experienced a sense of hopelessness, especially towards the government. In the 1950s, a trend started where the youth flouted middle-class values. The sense of restlessness and dissatisfaction of the people in general is encapsulated in John Osborne's Look Back in Anger, which was performed in 1956. Click on the links below to read about the playwright, John Osborne, and his play. The setting of this play is a one-roomed flat. The play focuses on the marital conflicts between Jimmy and Allison. Jimmy clings to the perception that their social incompatibility emerges due to their different backgrounds. Allison comes from the upper crust of the society, which Jimmy associates with the establishment. In the scene that follows, Jimmy talks to Cliff, the former's tenant.
Have you ever seen her brother? Brother Nigel? The straight-backed, chinless wonder from Sandhurst? I only met him once myself. He asked me to step outside when I told his mother she was evil-minded.
And did you?
Certainly not. He's a big chap. Well, you've never heard so many well-bred commonplaces come from beneath the same bowler hat. The platitude from the outer space, that is Brother Nigel. He'll end up in the cabinet one day, make no mistake. But somewhere at the back of his mind is vague knowledge that he and his pals have been plundering and fooling everybody for generations. Now Nigel is just about as vague as you can get, without being actually invisible. And invisible politicians aren't much use to anyone, not even to his supporters. And nothing is more vague about Nigel than his knowledge. His knowledge of life and ordinary human beings is so hazy. He really deserves some sort of decorations for it. A medal inscribed, for vagary in the field. But it wouldn't do for him to be troubled by any steps of conscience, however vague. Besides, he's a patriot and an Englishman, and he doesn't like the idea that he may have been selling out his countrymen all these years. So what does he do? The only thing he can do, seek sanctuary in his own stupidity. The only way to keep things as much like they always have been as possible is to make any alternative too much for your poor, tiny brain to grasp. It takes some doing nowadays. It really does. But they knew all about the character building at Nigel's school, and he'll make it all right. Don't you worry, he'll make it. And what's more, he'll do it better than anybody else.
from Look Back in Anger by John Osborne.